Hello everyone, I apologize. I had my camera facing the wrong way the first time, so I fixed it now, I think. So, I ended that video and started a new one. So I hope you guys find this. Okay, see we have one person. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't realize my camera was facing the wrong way. If you can just let me know if I'm the right way now, and if you can see me and hear me okay, we'll get started. Hello from North Carolina. I used to live in North Carolina. Hi, Venus. Okay, so you guys can hear me. It's horizontal this time. Okay. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. All right. Well, today, well, first of all, I'm Shannon. I'm on the Prima design team. And our moderator today is the amazing Natalie. I couldn't do this without her. And we're going to be working with Prima's new diamond collection. It's a really beautiful collection. And I made this canvas. I just want to show you up close. I used some of Finnabair's new products. I used the metallic flakes on this frame. And then I used some of the new jewel paste, which is amazing. If you didn't buy it yet, you have to. So this is what we're going to be making. And I'll quickly show you the paper pad that goes with this collection. I didn't use it for this project, but I just want you to see how beautiful this collection is. So this is the 12 by 12 pad. It is foiled. So you have these two designs. And then this. Isn't she gorgeous? I just love that. So beautiful. I really love this paper, the flowers, everything that goes with it. It's really a unique collection. So that's the paper. So this is what we're going to make. I did go ahead and do a few things ahead of time. This is a 6 by 6 canvas. And the first thing I did was covered it with white gesso. And I always use my favorite Finnabair paintbrushes. These paintbrushes are awesome. I think they come in a set of 7. I've had them forever. They really hold up well. I love the size. It's perfect for adding gesso to a canvas. So that was the first thing I always do on any project. It's really just always my first step. And then I also went ahead and already did the stencil, only because I wanted to make sure it was very dry. I'm going to be adding a lot of water to this, and I wanted to make sure that that paste would be dry. So I used Finnabair's Harlequin Stencil. This is an older one, but it's an oldie but goodie. I love this one. And use the silicone brush and the paper paste. And I think most of you are familiar with the paper paste. It has an amazing texture. So that's what I did so far. Okay, so we are going to jump right in. Now, when I originally started this canvas, I wasn't going to use rust paste, so I was just going to use the liquid acrylics. And then I decided I just had to have more texture on it. So, we'll go ahead and do the color for the background. Now, it's really one of those things about mixed media that, you know, sometimes we make layers and you really can't even see what I did with the liquid acrylics. It's just peeking out from under the rust paste on here. But I always feel that anything you do to a canvas, even if you just see a touch of it, it's worth it. It adds to the overall, you know, look of the canvas. So we're still going to go ahead and do that, even though most of it is covered up with brown rust paste. So the colors I'm using for this, they're the Finnabair liquid acrylics in burnt sienna, tiger orange, and carmine. And I love liquid acrylics. They are just very vibrant. There's tons of colors. So I'm just gonna, and you really just need very little. I probably have even too much on my packaging here. So I'm gonna go ahead and spritz my canvas with some water. Get it nice and wet. And I have a round brush and some water here. And let's see, probably go in with the tiger orange first. And I really had no rhyme or reason. I just was laying down color, letting it play along the stencil. Just kind of adding it here and there. Spritz with some more water and let it flow. I think this is one of the fun parts of working on a project, is adding color and just seeing where it takes you. You can never quite get the same look twice, I think. And I'm gonna go ahead and add some of the burnt sienna along the edges. Like I said, I'm gonna use rust paste, so it probably doesn't even matter, but just have fun. I mean, this is the type of thing, just sit back, relax, plop some color down on there. Don't even worry about it. So just kind of spreading the color around a little bit. Like I said, this step really isn't going to be very visible in the end. But like I said, I was going to just use liquid acrylics, and then I just felt it was missing something. I just had to have more texture on there. So, and then I'm going to add a little carmine. This is such a cool color. It comes across like a really deep red, but when you start adding a little water, it's kind of orangey, and of course the colors are kind of mixing together a little bit. Now we can tilt the canvas back and forth, let it do its thing. So that's really good enough for me, honestly, for the first. Maybe I'll just put a little bit more the burnt sienna. I don't want to waste too much time on this. But, I mean, look, I mean, this really looks cool the way it is. But I just wanted something a little more. I love texture. If you guys have any questions, I can't really see the feed, but if you have any questions, Natalie's there to help you. And I think she's putting links to all the products. So that's good. So I'm just gonna quick dry this. And clean up my space a little. That color kind of sprayed everywhere when I sprayed the water on it. Alright. So how's everyone doing today? Are you guys ready for spring? I am, but I live near Buffalo, New York, and it is pretty cold today. It's really sunny out, so it's deceiving, but it is freezing out. Okay, I apologize for the noise. I'm not going to dry this completely because when I add my rust paste, I'm going to water it down a little so it'll blend. Okay, I'm really sorry, I know this. I hate doing projects that take a long time to dry when I do my lives. Actually, that's probably good enough because, like I said, I want to add, I want the rust paste to kind of blend in. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get out our amazing rust paste, the brown rust. I'm sure everyone loves this. Yeah, the colors when you dry it, they kind of change, and it looks really cool like this. I honestly kind of wishing I had left it like this now, but that's a look for a different project, I guess. So we're gonna go ahead and add some rust paste. So I'm just gonna dip in here, and I just kind of tapped it on. I don't want to completely cover the color underneath. I just want to get some good texture. I love the grit and the texture paste and the rust paste. And like I said, really, on the canvas, I covered most of it up, so you can just see a little peek of that Carmine and Tiger Orange. So edges. And I'm even going to spritz it with some water so it'll blend a little. And again, there's really just kind of go with the flow. Cover where you want to cover. Maybe I'll leave a little more of the color showing this time. That's awesome right there. I don't want to cover too much of that. All right, I'm gonna just dry this a little and see how we like it. Maybe spritz a little more water. I'm sorry, guys. You know it's annoying when you're watching a live video just to watch paint dry. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna let this air dry a little bit the rest of the way, and then when we come back to it, if it's not dry, I will dry it some more. But this is how it looks. Obviously, I let a lot more color show this time than the first time, but I think it looks really cool. And sometimes, you know, you just want to do it a little differently. I think that looks good. What do you guys think? Shirley, what are you asking about the shelf life of the rust paste? I've never had a problem with my rust paste drying up. But I use them quite often. And if they do dry up a little, I spritz just a little bit of water in there. So if you don't use them often, I'd open it up like once a week, stir it around. If you think it's getting dry, spray a little water. I've never had a problem. I know some people do, and I think Finnabair might even have a video about something you can put in there. I'm not sure what it was, but I've had this jar forever. I got one of the big jars. It does come in smaller jars, but as long as you keep, you know, your lid on tightly and just keep, you know, using it every so often and stir it and add a little water, I haven't had a problem with it. But, you know, I know it's easy if there's products we don't use very often, but, you know, we pay good money for our products, right? So we should check on them once a week. Like plants, you got to water your plants, you water your rust paste, I guess. So that's all I've ever done with it. So I'm just going to set that aside and let that dry a little bit, and we'll go ahead and move on to the frame. I love these new molds by Finnabair. They're amazing. You have to get them. I think molds are one of the best things you can get. the best bang for your buck because you pay one price and you have unlimited embellishments. You can make as many as you want. So this is the mold I used for my focal point here. The Grungy Frames mold. And this is the mold. Now, I used resin. And again, I wanted to make sure this was very dry. So I covered it with a coat of black gesso, because I feel when you use resin, it's just too smooth, too slippery for your paint or whatever to grab onto. So I always think it's a good idea to use gesso. So I used Finnabair's heavy gesso in black. And then when that was dry, I took some impasto paint in dark chocolate and covered that. And I actually watered down the impasto paint quite a bit because it's a very thick paint. So it really kind of, you can even see the black underneath the brown a tiny bit, and I just love the way it turned out. This is my most favorite mold. You're probably going to see it on every project I make from now on. It's amazing. But just to show you the rest of the molds in here, there's a smaller frame like the big one. There's some square frames here, and a real tiny one. There's some of these little neat looking things, some corner pieces, some gears, nail heads. She really used all the space on this mold to pack as many designs in as she could. And I just love it. It's amazing. You have to get it. Okay, so we are going to play with one of the new fun things. And that is the metallic flakes and the gilding glue. Now, I hadn't seen a tutorial on this when I made this, so I just winged it, but I guess I kind of did it the right way. You got to have a sticky glue for these flakes to adhere to. So you don't want anything really wet. So Finnabair came out with, I know it says gliding glue, but it's really gilding glue. There was a misspelling. So we're going to paint a little of this onto our frame. So let me see here. I always keep my packaging so I don't have to pour paint onto my mat. I mean, it is a silicone mat. It would wipe up, but why make a mess? So I'm just going to pour a little of this on here. And put my frame here. And I'm just going to, you know, take a very light layer. And again, I didn't want to cover the entire frame. So I just kind of, you know, just kind of went like this, let it hit the high points, go in on some of the low points. You know, there's really, you can do it any way you want. The metallic flakes we're going to use today is vintage, and it's got gold and copper flakes in there. She came out with a bunch. You can get one with just gold, one with just copper. There's a silver one. There's one with all three mixed together. I really think you guys are going to love this. I mean, don't be afraid of it. I've heard of gilding flakes before. I heard they were a mess. Honestly, I didn't have a mess at all. Like, it really didn't. Like, it was fine. So, I'm just going to use up this glue here that I poured out. And like I said, just have fun. That's what it's all about, right? I probably covered way more of this than I wanted to, so I'm just going to stop there, put the cap on my glue. All right, so then I'm going to move this out of the way. I want to make sure your hands are nice and dry. I'm going to put down some more paper towel just because I don't know if these are going to fly everywhere or not. Actually, I'll put it on another. Okay. And I'm just going to wipe my hands with the baby wipe really quickly. Make sure I don't have any of that glue on my fingers. Otherwise, these flakes are going to stick to me. They probably will anyways. I just want to make sure I don't have like too much glue in any one area. Just want a nice, flat, even coat of it. But before, I almost forgot the most important step. So it already is a little sticky, but Finnabair recommends taking your heat tool to it and drying it until it's really tacky, which doesn't take long at all if you put a thin layer on. So just keep testing it. I don't want to over dry it, but I don't want it too wet. Okay, I think that's probably okay. Well, hey, what could go wrong, right? I think it's okay. So I'm going to carefully open the lid. A few might fly out. They're very lightweight, okay? And then they're just like these cool, very thin flakes, almost like foil, but really thin. And I'm just going to start laying them down. And I wanted mine to be, you know, the color mixed. So some of these bigger flakes I might break up a little. And my fingers are already getting sticky, but that's okay. So just push them down as best you can. And this is fun. I love this. It feels like a kid again with a new toy. Oh, that was a big flake. So just put them wherever you want, wherever you have that glue. I wasn't very careful doing it the first time, and it turned out great, so hopefully it'll turn out good again. It's just really so cool how this just turns whatever you're using into, you know, it looks like a metal object. So got some gold here. What do you guys think of these? I think it's something you might want to try. It's so fun. And I'm telling you, with the other colors, you can just get all different kinds of results. Okay, so I'm not going to cover the entire frame because that just wasn't the look I was going for, but I'll just add a little bit more. And I'm just kind of throwing it down, and wherever it's still sticky, it stays. And I just try to take my fingers and kind of push it into the nooks and crannies of the frame. And do a little bit more here. Just try to use all the little pieces. And maybe just a tiny bit more. And then we'll stop. Where do I want this? Over here? I mean, really, you can, and I think you could probably go back and add more if you wanted to when you're done with the process. I haven't tried that yet, but I imagine you probably could add more glue and okay, I'm just going to stop there. You guys get the gist of how to do this, okay? So I'm going to take my fingers and really just try to press it down everywhere as good as I can. Try to, you know, take away any excess with my fingers that I can. All right, so I'm going to set that down. Carefully close this back up. This is so fun. I just love it. Okay. All right. So I want to make sure that this is completely dry because what we're going to do next is take a paintbrush and rub against these flakes to get our final effect. And I did that right away the first time, but after I saw Finnabair's tutorial, she set it aside for a few minutes. So that's what I'm going to do, just so we make sure that glue is good and dry, and these are going to stick on there really well. So I'm going to set that aside while we do our next step, which is using another new product, another one of my absolute favorite products, and that is the jewel paste. So this is the jewel paste, Jewel Effect paste in Golden Dust, and as you can see on the canvas, I added it around, okay? So there's some really cool things you can do with this paste. I'll open it up and show you. It is gorgeous. Now, I thought this was just going to be another glitter paste, you know, put it through a stencil, that's it. That is not the case. I can't convey to you the texture this has. It's like a gritty sand with the tiniest diamonds in it. It's just amazing. And I didn't really make a proper swatch here, but I just wanted to show you the 3 different ways I used it. So these are all the colors that it comes in. The gold, rose gold, I think that's onyx, silver, blue opal, and I can't think of the name of this. So first I just put it on with a spatula, and that is amazing in itself. It gives a lot of texture. The feel is really gritty. I hope you guys can see that on camera. It's amazing. And it just looks like there's millions of diamonds in there. So the second way I wanted to try it was just with a paintbrush. So I just dipped my paintbrush in the pot and I just painted it on. And I love that equally. I mean, here's with the palette knife, and here's just with the paintbrush. I just painted it on the paper. And it gives another really cool look. It's a little more understated, a little less textured, but it still has a lot of texture in it. So you can also paint it on. And then the third way I wanted to try it is watered down, and that's how we're going to use it today. So I dipped my paintbrush in, kind of like I did when I painted it on, and then I just spritzed a tiny bit of water. And you can see how it's still so amazing. It just, I don't know. It's so fun. So many different ways you can use it. The colors are gorgeous, and it's going to make any project beautiful. So I highly recommend getting these. They're just, I love them. So we are going to take our canvas, which this is how it looks. Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I forgot to tell you guys, we're having a giveaway today. I am sorry. I should have told you guys in the beginning. I'm sorry. I don't know if you saw it. I had it on social media, but I'm giving a giveaway, so please stick around to the end. And what you're going to get is some of the goodies from the diamond collection. You're going to get 3 packs of flowers. Love these green flowers. Amazing. You're going to get 3 packs of flowers. A pack of the butterflies with the diamond collection. You're going to get the stickers from the diamond collection. I'm going to give you a pack of ephemera. Very cool images. And also a pack of the Sand and crystals. Okay? So please stick around. Natalie is going to randomly pick a winner at the very end. Okay? So you could win all this. Just stick around, okay? So we're going to go back to our canvas. And so I just added this. I watered down my brush. And I just kind of painted it on. Now this is going to look different than my original because we let a lot more color show. But I'm interested to see how this jewel paste will react with those colors. So I knew, you know, my focal point was going to be there, so I kind of went around everything. I'm going to spritz on some water. Look at that. It's like liquid diamonds. Oh, so gorgeous. So I'm just kind of, I want it to look organic, but I'm just kind of letting it flow around. Obviously, it's going to show up more on the rust paste than on the orange and red paints, but give it another spritz. You can add as much or as little as you want. Hope you guys can really see how beautiful it is when you water it down. I'm not going to add any in the middle because that's going to be covered up with our frame. So I think that's probably pretty good. This stuff is so fun. All right, I'm gonna give it a quick dry. Close this up. So what do you guys think of the jewel paste? Gorgeous or what? I just think it adds so much interest to the canvas. So we have liquid acrylics on here, rust paste, and now we added some jewel effect paste. And it dries pretty quickly. All right, might still be a little damp, but we're gonna set it aside. But just look at that. Is that gorgeous or what? I love how you can see, you know, like over here, the liquid acrylics peeking through the rust paste. And then you can see the rust paste peeking through the jewel paste. And it just, ugh, I just love it. Okay, I'm going to set that aside and we're going to go back to our frame. And this is the fun part. So I just take a brush that's a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Not too soft, just, you know, it doesn't really matter. You could use like a stipple brush if you want. So all you're going to do, and I'm probably going to make a mess, but you're just going to start going like this at a, you know, you're going to press down pretty, not too hard, but, you know, very firmly, I would say. And you're going to just brush off all those little excess pieces. Can you see already how that looks? How it looks like it's just melted on there. I mean, this stuff is amazing. So it just takes a little bit of time to go through. I want you guys to be able to see. You just take your brush and keep going back and forth, and it just looks like you poured hot gold on your project. It's easier for me to do it on the desk here. So it's so much fun, and like I said, you could cover the whole thing if you want. I didn't want that. I think it's cool, you know, it looks aged, like it makes the frame look really old, having some of that brown underneath show, and then the two colors. Just want to make sure I get all the little excess pieces off. This is fun too. I mean, it's so fun to just brush these off and see how beautiful. Can you see how that looks? I mean, this frame is awesome the way it is. I mean, you could, you know, paint it white and it would be beautiful, but do you just love the flakes? So they're super easy. Don't be intimidated by them. You just make sure your surface is dry. You paint on the gilding glue. Take your heat tool, dry it until it's tacky, and then go for it. Just take the flakes out of the jar. And I don't think it made much of a mess, do you? I mean, there weren't, when I opened that lid, you know, I heard horror stories of people saying, oh, when you open the lid of gilding flakes, they fly everywhere. Well, they didn't fly everywhere. This part is a little messy, but no big deal, right? So, I think, just want to make sure I got all the little pieces off. You can even take your fingernail and make sure you press them into like all those little crevices. But I think that's pretty good. What do you think? You guys like it? I just love how that turns out. So again, that was with the vintage metallic flakes. It's got gold and copper. Give me some hearts if you like it. Okay, let's move along because we don't have a lot of time left. So now we're going to put our canvas together. Let me just wipe my surface a little so I don't make a mess. Well, I always make a mess, but are you guys clean crafters or messy crafters? Is there such a thing as a clean crafter? I don't know. Okay. So first of all, we're gonna, oh, doesn't that look so cool? I really like how this one turned out more than this one with seeing the other colors. Of course, we're gonna cover it with flowers, but you could do it any way you wanted. So we're going to take the chipboard stickers from the Diamond Collection. And this is the girl I used. Love her. The chipboard stickers are so cool. So I'm going to take her out of the package. And since they're stickers and I'm not sticking it onto a piece of paper, I just push it through. So I leave the back on. Then I can easily glue it to whatever. And I'm going to get my 3D match out. That is my preferred method of glue. And we're going to glue down this frame. So, let's see. I had it about here. Close enough, right? Yeah, I think that's good. So, just gonna add some 3D matte gel. You could use 3D gloss gel too, but I like using the matte gel because if I get any that seeps out from under the frame, I could just wipe it up with a brush and you're never gonna see it on my canvas. Okay. So put this about right. Well, we'll go right there. Doesn't have to be perfect. And that's fine if it's different than the first one. Okay, I'm going to press it down. And see, get a little bit of seepage over here. Just take a paintbrush and wipe it right up. You'll never know. I did pretty good. I usually add too much and have to wipe it everywhere. See, I didn't take my time. I'm hurrying because we're live. Some of these flakes are still not fully adhered on there, but it's okay. I can wipe them off. Okay, so and then I'm going to put my girl here, and I just took a few pieces of cardboard just to bump her up a little. Let's see. I think that's good enough, like that. Wipe these up. I'm just going to take a little Fabri-Tac for this because it'll glue faster than the 3D matte gel. I just want this to adhere really quickly so it's not sliding around. Making a mess. See, now I'm trying to hurry and I'm going to start making a mess. Alright, and we'll just add a little on the top here and add our beautiful girl. Okay, she should be good. So, where did I put those chipboard stickers? So I also took a few more. I thought this one was really cool. I thought it looked like a necklace. So I just kind of glued it on here like this to make it look like a necklace. I used Fabri-Tac. Oh wait, Susie. I used, to glue the frame, I used 3D matte gel. Finnabair's 3D matte gel. And then just to quickly glue down the cardboard pieces, I used Fabri-Tac. But I prefer to use 3D matte gel because it holds up. I never have pieces fall off of my canvases. But Fabri-Tac has a little bit faster hold, so that's why I did that. And I might use it for the necklace too because I want to make sure that that stays. So just put it like here. I don't know. It just reminded me of a necklace. None of this is dry yet, so it's all moving around a little bit. Okay, And then, let's see. Then I also took a couple pieces of the chipboard stickers. I used this piece right here. And this one right here. Oops. Okay. Then the flowers I used. The green ones here. They're number 653200. I don't know the name of these ones. Natalie is going to link these flowers for you. So these are the green flowers that I used on here. And then I also used a couple of these. These are 653217. So these are the flowers I used. And then the butterfly, we have this pack of beautiful butterflies. It's 653224. Love those. I think I used this one right here. So we can finish putting our canvas together. Alright, so I just took 3 of these over here, kind of just bunched them up. I'm going to use some 3D match out to glue my flowers. And we're almost done, guys, and then we will pick a winner. And then, see, I kind of tucked this piece of chipboard underneath there. I love these flowers, and you get so many in a pack. Prima flowers are the best, right? And then we'll take our little butterfly. I kind of just squished the wings a little bit. Put a little dollop of 3D match on there. Oops, I got a little over here. And then we'll just glue him to this top flower. And hopefully he'll stay there. Okay. And then I just took a couple of these little flowers. I mean, you can arrange flowers however you want. I just kind of wanted them on the corners. Put this big one on the end here. And just kind of tuck them under each other, however. And then the other thing I used were the Frank Garcia Memory Hardware crowns, the French Regalia Crowns 1. These are an older product, but I love them. And I thought, because of this quote we're going to use, she's got that warrior princess, purpose-driven, savage but sweet kind of vibe. I thought the crown would be a cool little addition. So alright, so I just kind of squish my flowers together, get them how I want them. And then I'm just gonna, oh, I gotta glue this little chipboard piece down. We're almost done. I'm sorry, I know it's after 3. And I'm gonna glue. The crown was a little tricky to glue, but like I said, the 3D match out really holds everything. It holds metal really well. So it just has to take some time to dry. So I'll just stick it on here and let it dry. And then we just have our quote. Which I took from the 6x6 pan, the Diamond Collection. This page right here, I just cut that out. And we're going to plop it on there. And then I took some of the sand and crystals and I just added a couple of those. And these are stickers, so we can just plop them right down and they will stay. Wherever you want to put them. Sometimes I like them just peeking out of the flowers. And then I'm just gonna glue down my quote. And there we have it. What do you guys think? Like how this one came out? I think I like the one we did today a little better with a little bit more of this color showing through. What do you think? So, there we go. So, Natalie, would you like to pick our lucky winner? Our lucky winner who is going to win 3 packs of flowers, the butterflies, stickers, ephemera, and crystals. Hi, Janice. The winner is okay, Natalie. Who's the winner? Such drama. Who is it? Congratulations, Audrey Joy Ingram Rollins. Audrey, you just won all of these. So I think either Natalie or I will get in touch with you, and I will mail these out to you ASAP, and you can play around with the new Diamond Collection. Audrey, I'll message you on Facebook or Natalie will, okay? And then we'll get your address. So thank you all so much for coming today. I had a blast. I love how this one came out, even better than the first one. And I will see you guys again in about 2 weeks. I'm going to have another project with the watercolor floral collection. So congratulations, Audrey. Thank you all for being here with me. And I will see you again soon. Bye.